This is Daf Yomi Yerushalmi Terumos in the article host of audition on the Daf Samach Aleph on the Aleph at the header 4 lines down. Chatoim Matim Be'elu Reb Shimon Lakish Omar, and in the Vilna there will not be a header. That is Gimel base. Shimon Lakish Omar Lahen. And 4 lines from the bottom. I'm going to be as close for Am Yisrael, which is in a state of war, and Jewish lives being lost every day, to Rishoyim Aruim Machshmal Zichram. So, it's going. Part of the mission said that you can't pay to Tashmi to Lekashichem Peah and Hefker, not from my solution, which Shuma has been taken, not from my Shishain Hekdesh Redim, and because in Hekdesh played a Hekdesh, according to Meir, Klematim Be'ilchem say it's all okay. That was a quote from the Mishnah. So Shlach Shamar al Tartin al Chenaisa. Chami, when they're matir, the only matir on the last two, on the Ma'aseh L'Chumaso, Ma'aseh Sheni Behekdesh Sheniftu. Lama, why? Neshiyesh Bem Zikas Truma Umaiser. So because they have an affinity to Truma and Meiser, because they were roy to be Truma when they were Tevel. Supposed to Lekashichem Pei and Hefker, which are never roy to be Truma. So therefore they can't be Tashum Shum either. Says him what? Lekashichem Pei and Zikas Truma Meiser. Why would Lekashichem Pei not have a connection to Truma Meiser? Before they became Lekashichem Pei, they were Tevel. At least potential tevel, el ben shiraso parrot oleket habe. So rather, it never was actually suitable to be trumas umaisos, because immediately when it's severed from the connection, it has the status of parrot in the vineyard, leket in the field, and therefore it's never actual tevel. Of a shichas kama pairs kama also about shikha, where you forgot the standing grain, or peah, where standing grain, and therefore it never came to a situation where it was suitable ever to become tevel. It was I'm not sure why you have to come out that the shichas come and pairs come. I mean, it would seem that even if a shikha which you left the bundle out of the field would be an issue, but the quote here in the Kavanaki that no, that doesn't really help. But he says by Hefker, he says, well, again, it was Hefker with some Mechubin with Karka, so it never was Shaykh to be tablet to begin with. But the Shircha that bothers me. What exactly? What does the boss say here? Pairs coming up. Tony. Change the gears here. Shim Shaya then Shichas Pale, Kamas Pale Kamim. Person says that Imishami mean her lekin, Shikha Mepea, Bush Imishami lekin Shikha Pea, Shapea, but Shichas Pea, Klomar, the Shiras Pea, the Kamas Pea, it's my by Siniach Pea, but Kama, the Katsarani. Okay, that's he changes the gears so dramatically. And that's even not like the Gra. The Gra doesn't have that change of gears. I don't know. Actually, I take that back. The Shichas Peah and the Kamas Peah is the actual Gerus of the Gemara. It's the guy Menoki who changed the Gerus to send the Shichas Kama, Peah's Kama. And I guess that's in the footsteps of the Rosh Civilio. Okay, sorry about that. So Reish Haitoros Eretz Yisrael explains it. But we say Shichas Kama, Peah's Kama because they have no Zikas Shumas Maises at all because they're Mechubar. So evidently, the moment somebody is Tolish in their Karka, that's considered to have Zikas Shumas Maises. And there, that's what the Gemara goes on to ask. Next question. Well, before I ask the next question, first one says, I think the yeah. So the Shaita so seems to take out this next line, which we have. So but let's read it. Does this not resolve the question of Ilfa that the Chafai shall leket bin shir mashi kaddish? He asked the whether leket, where does it become leket when it falls, or it hits the ground. Which Lucky said that when it's Tolish Minachor, immediately gets shame parrot or leket. So Chifoy asks, is that true, or does it become leket when it hits the ground? And according to Rockledge, clearly, if it becomes leket when it hit the ground, so then it would have a shas zika to truma when it's in the air. But the Gemara still doesn't buy that. But Yochanan argues in Yerushalmi Terumos. Leket says to leket isa meimar peok leket. So the way the Kavanaki learns is it's a statement. The Yochanan holds like it's not like until it gets to the ground, and therefore it has zikas truma. So that which Chachamim matir then say that you're allowed to use these substances for Tashlumi Truma is not just last, it also includes leket. So it must also include peah, because leket peah is mentioned after leket. And then Isa Meimar peah leket means if you have difficult with peah is given chubar, and there's no zikas trumas of meiser, could be say about peah similar to leket, minatolish. Where there are, because there's certain things you give me a Polish, where Peah says at the beginning of Paragdalit, where it's where it's dangerous for the Aniyim to go up to Kedem and Mechubar, such as in palm tree or something else which is extended over a trellis. Therefore, Rabbi Yochanan says that which Matir goes on everything mentioned in the Mishnah, because all of them meant Zikas Truma Meiser, as we just explained. So the Shaita still says the way his gears works is he didn't take out he changed around. But Nina leket islach meimar kama beleket leisa da pashta shil to the chifai shal leket ben shir malshi kaddish. In other words, he asks if leket is kadosh before it gets to the ground. If that's the case, it never had zikas shumas and meisers. Kulan, and this is even a leket should compare hefker. The Mishnah, Rabbi Rachamim say that they all had some shaychus to zikas chumas, and therefore they can all become tashlumi chuma. Not just ma'aser sheni hektish sheneftu ma'aser rishon sheni chumaso. Okay, that's not much of a difference in the end. So the bottom line is that all of these things, according to Rabbi Yechon, can become tashlumi chuma, according to Chachamim. Not just the last two, like Rish Lucky says, because they all had Zikas Truma. They all have some sort of Zikas Truma, because they all can't take effect after they're no longer Mekubal Karka. And that time between the time of Mechubal Karka and the time when the Leket Shichol Peah would take effect, depending on the circumstances. So then, in that case, the affinity of being published in a karka, having a potential moment of being actual temple, and therefore being shayach tashlumei tuma, makes them bound to use tashlumei tuma, according to Rabbanan or Gar Meir. Says Meshalacha Gimel, Reilez Meshalim Mina Sheimir, can pay from one species to another species. She provided Shishami Yafa Ra, so I give from a better species on a lesser species. Every 8 squash of Erev Shemitah, Yamti Geshush Motzei Shvis, you have to wait to squash of Motzei Shemitah. Shaman pay for them, not from squash Shemitah itself. Mimaku Shabbalez make it from the same person which Rabbi Lezer learns the Kula, Misham Rabbi Kiva Makra, same place Rabbi Kiva learns it's Chumrah. Shneimar says, Nasana Kodesh is going to give the Kohen a Kodesh. Kosher Royal Kodesh. So it's Kodesh, anything which is suitable to become Kodesh. Which means even Mina Shein Amino. Kilomer, Silent Kodesh, Kodesh, Kodesh Achel, it's got to be the Kodesh that he ate. Not going to be. So it says more Ketzar, how does it work? Achel Yerek Mishilim Grokos, if you ate vegetables and you paid with dried dates, that's more valuable than vegetables. Rosh money, if you ate dried dates and you paid with dates, which are more valuable than dried figs. Tavala bracha. Maybe it's praiseworthy because he's giving more value than he got. It's interesting. The Gemara Pesachim says that even though he paid even though he ate the value of his zuz and he's paying the value of his zuz, nevertheless, the dates are superior in that it's much easier to resell them. Acha bikurim. If you ate bikurim, so according to Rabbi Kiva, what do you pay? So you have this bikurim that he brought to Yerushalmi, when a zor ate them, has the same liabilities by eating truma. If he doesn't find grapes and olives like he ate, according to Rabbi Kiva, what does he pay? So he can pay. He ate grapes, he can pay with wine. You can say if he ate olives, he can pay with oil. If he ate challah, which is also the same din as truma, can he bring from something which is not a third of its growth, but is still considered to be mino, even though it's not fully mature? Because pears, even they weren't maybe shlish, they're still chayim and challah. Then it's a mishnah and being challah. Or do I say, since they're not suitable to become truma, because not mechuyev in truma until it's maybe shlish, so they're not considered to be mino, and there's no resolution to this question. If you ate bikurim, can you pay with the karka? Can you buy the kohen for these tashlumin from fruit which is still connected to the ground? Bikurim nicknamed karka, because bikurim are designated when they're still mechubel karka. Because as you go down to your field and you tie a piece of string on the fruit, then you call it bikurim. They say perhaps because since you're not chayiv on eating the bikurim until you get to Yerushalmi, and also because you can't bring them before they are still connected to the ground, perhaps you can make it tashlumin unless you have something which is actually severed from the ground. It can't be designated as tashlumei bikurim until it's actually severed from the ground. Okay, the next part of the Mishnah said Yamti Geshush Motzei Shvis. Rabbi Avin B'Shem Rabban Ramon says, I'm saying neighbor Rabban Bavel Samesh Emishalmi Mi Peiros Chutzlaretz. Right? Evidently, if you can't pay during Shemitah, you can't pay from Peiros Chutzlaretz. Now, to pay from Peiros Eretz Yisrael, which were Peiros Shvis, would be perhaps making schar Peiros Shvis. But what about, that might be also about being Peiros from Chutzlaretz. So it must be that you can't pay with Peiros Chutzlaretz. Says more now. You can say you can't pay with Peiros Chutzlaretz, but there weren't any. Maslisa, our mission is actually to Rebbe. From before Rebbe allowed bringing fruit from Chutzlaretz Eretz Yisrael during Shemitah. But once it started growing, once it started being mutter, so then of course you can bring it and you can pay from Peiros Chutzlaretz. Okay. Lomarat el Kishun, Shem Peiros Yisrael. Mara says the Mishnah which makes him wait seems to be talking about kishuin, which are pears iser because they grow wild during Shemitah. They're also a kind of svichim. Avodavish who pears heter lo. But it's in that same which is pears heter, where the svichim are mutter, such as fruits of the trees and things that people don't normally plant. It should be okay. No, lo. Afilu pears heter nami. You can't use even pears heter, which grew in Eretz Yisrael during Shemitah, as I just said a moment ago. Shema Tomer Ken. If you allow that, learning to karim pears is not as if he's buying an axe from Shemitah fruit. In other words, it's like you're also teraso karim machbar, but it's more literal than that. It's like sclera. No, it's a sister sclera. You're being b'shalim the obligation of pear shvis, and that's not permissible. You can't be parei chov from pear shvis. It's in the perek. Stop.